As we all know, Paulo Costa has been on a dry spell in his career. He used to be one of the most formidable fighters in the middleweight division, but ever since he lost the biggest fight in his career in the most embarrassing way possible, he hasn't really been the same. He's become way less active than he used to be. Although recently, the UFC have been giving him some big fights at the top of the division, Paulo Costa lost both times. He lost in a close fight against Robert Whittaker, and he also participated in one of the most boring co-main events of 2024 against Sean Strickland. And in both of these fights, Paulo Costa showed that he does have the relevant skills to compete in the top of the middleweight division, but he still comes up short when it matters most. It seems the UFC is done giving Paulo Costa favorable matchups, and at UFC 318, it will be his turn to give Roman Kopylov a shot up the rankings. And the way that Roman Kopylov has been moving lately, I think that it will be a nightmare matchup for Paulo Costa. This fight was originally scheduled for UFC 317, but for some reason, it had to get rescheduled to UFC 318. Rumors say that it has something to do with Paulo Costa and his team, but regardless, in this video, I'll be explaining why I think Roman Kopylov might end Paulo Costa's career in the rankings of the middleweight division at UFC 318. When you're looking at this matchup at face value, you might think that this fight will be mostly taking place on the feet, because both of these fighters are predominantly strikers. But Roman Kopylov recently has shown the ability to mix it up. He has 6 takedowns landed in his last 2 fights, and I think that will be a problem for Paulo Costa. Simply, I think Paulo Costa is a very one-dimensional fighter compared to Roman Kopylov. Roman Kopylov has always had elite grappling skills due to his combat sambo experience. Ever since he got submitted by Anthony Hernandez, I think that he's been working on his wrestling. So just by incorporating that into his MMA bag, it just makes Roman Kopylov a way more dangerous fighter because Kopylov is already a world-class striker. I think that Roman Kopylov is a better striker than Paulo Costa. So if this fight does stay on the feet, Kopylov will be in his comfort zone due to his kickboxing background. We saw Roman Kopylov beat Cesar Almeida, who is a very high-level striker, and that just shows that Kopylov is just a better striker technically than Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa, he likes to get into brawls, he likes to utilize his pressure, get in his opponent's face, and throw hooks in the pocket. We saw this when he fought Yo Romero, and this makes for a very entertaining fighting style, but when you're fighting someone like Roman Kopylov, who is a kickboxing juggernaut, who is good at range, has great shot selection, and throws straight, clean shots, that's going to be a problem, especially when you're known for having T-Rex arms. Paulo Costa's 72-inch reach is the shortest among ranked middleweights. This means that he's going to be forced to close the distance and run right into that sharp jab of Roman Kopylov. And Kopylov won't wilt to the pressure of Paulo Costa either. Now, Roman Kopylov, he's not excellent operating off the back foot. His offense kind of slows when he's put into that position, but he's a competent enough striker with his shot selection to land counter shots when Paulo Costa comes in the range. And honestly, Kopylov, he likes to pressure his opponents as well. You can tell that he's in his comfort zone when he sets the pace, so I think that it's more likely Kopylov will be the aggressor in this fight. Paulo Costa has shown that he can literally be put on the back foot for an entire 5-round fight when he fought Sean Strickland. And another reason why I think Roman Kopylov will be a nightmare matchup for Paulo Costa is going to be the footwork when it comes to the kicking. Like I mentioned before, Kopylov has a heavy kickboxing style. He relies on his kicking game for a lot of his offense. He knocked out Chris Curtis in his last fight with a head kick, and a lot of people don't agree with the stoppage with 1 second left. I think that the stoppage was kind of bad too, but you have to admit that Kopylov's head kick dropped Chris Curtis bad, and it shows how elite his kicking is, especially when Chris Curtis is such a good fighter defensively. Now, Paulo Costa, he also has great kicks as well. Let's not forget, he almost finished Robert Whittaker with that picture-perfect spinning wheel kick. But what separates Roman Kopylov's kicking game from Paulo Costa's kicking game is the footwork. Kopylov disguises his kicks better with his footwork because of the use of feints. Paulo Costa's footwork is very basic, and he doesn't use it to disguise his kicks like Roman Kopylov does. And another reason why I think that Roman Kopylov will be a nightmare matchup for Paulo Costa is going to be the power differential. Kopylov has knockout power in his hands, and that's what makes him such a dangerous threat on the feet. Paulo Costa, on the other hand, does not have that much power in his hands. Honestly, looking at the dude, you would think that he's carrying bombs in his hands, but in his fights, he does not show that he has that power threat in his striking. Even though Roman Kopylov will have a power advantage, I don't think that he's going to knock out Paulo Costa. Generally, Paulo Costa, he's a very durable fighter. He has a very good chin, except when he's fighting Israel Adesanya at least. But I think Paulo Costa will get absolutely lit up on the feet. I think Roman Kopylov will win this fight by like a dominant 30-27 decision. And we're going to be left wondering how Paulo Costa will recover from such a brutal loss. And my last reason why I believe Roman Kopylov will be a nightmare matchup for Paulo Costa just has to do with the difference between their motivations. Roman Kopylov's hunger for success in the middleweight division just outweighs Paulo Costa's, and Roman Kopylov is in the prime of his career, and he's hungry to break into that top tier of the middleweight division. He's constantly working to sharpen his skills, and every single fight that he takes is a step forward to get to that middleweight title. And this makes a fighter like Roman Kopylov really dangerous and really focused. Paulo Costa, on the other hand, has developed a reputation for being a part-time fighter. He engages more with his social media, and he has other side projects and controversies outside of the cage, and that leaves him not focusing on his UFC career. A lot of the times, I'm like here questioning like Paulo Costa's actual like commitment to the fight game. He's been pulling out of a lot of his fights recently. He's been like plagued with a lot of injuries as well. You have to bring that into consideration. Like I believe he pulled out of the Khamzat Chimaev fight with a huge injury, and that just leads to a fighter like Paulo Costa having inconsistent preparation, inconsistent training. And when you're facing a dangerous fighter like Roman Kopylov, those hours missed in the training gym, those sparring sessions missed, is going to be a huge deal because Kopylov, he's such a sharp striker, and that can literally be the difference between Paulo Costa winning against someone like Roman Kopylov and Paulo Costa getting absolutely lit up by someone like Roman Kopylov. So I just think that there's a huge difference between the amount of dedication that both fighters are putting into the fight game. So like I said before, I really expect Paulo Costa to get absolutely lit up. And I think that Roman Kopylov is going to win by a dominant decision victory, a 30-27, maybe even sprinkle in like a 10-8 round in the mix of that too. So Paulo Costa's career can very well be in jeopardy after UFC 318. Thank you guys for watching the video. As usual, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I would like to see you guys' thoughts about this matchup in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.